Did your coworker just brag about buying a house? You probably know because they won't stop talking about it. They show off photos of their new kitchen during lunch break. Look at those granite countertops and that open floor plan. They talk about it like it is their firstborn child. They use words like equity and investment with smug confidence. It makes you want to throw your sandwich at them. You smile and congratulate them. But deep down, you feel that tiny, annoying voice. Why haven't I done this yet? Is something wrong with me? Let me tell you the truth. Nothing is wrong with you. The real issue is the giant lie we have all been sold. It is deeply embedded in our minds. The lie is simple. Renting is throwing money away, and buying a house is building wealth. Welcome to my channel. I am Siraz Patwari, and today we are going to mathematically destroy that lie. If you want to master your money, subscribe right now. It really helps. Once you see the actual numbers, you will realize the truth. In 2026, buying a house isn't an investment. It is a financial trap disguised as adulthood. Let us start with the phrase everyone loves. Rent is throwing money away. You hear it from parents, uncles, and guys at the gym. Their logic seems perfect. Renting is throwing money away, while buying builds equity. But that is highly dishonest. Homeowners also throw money away, lots of it. They just throw it in different directions, so it is harder to see. Let us break down where a mortgage actually goes. Say you buy a $400,000 house with a $350,000 mortgage. At 7% interest over 30 years, your payment is about $2,330. Sounds manageable, right? But here's the part that makes you feel sick. In year one, you pay about $2,000 a month just in interest. Only $330 goes to the principal. That means $24,000 a year is pure interest. It is gone, evaporated, thrown directly to the bank. Property taxes on that house average $4,000 to $6,000 a year. That is another $400 to $500 monthly. Homeowners insurance adds $150 to $300 a month. Maintenance averages 1% of the home's value, which is $4,000 a year or $333 a month. If you put down less than 20%, add PMI. That is another $200 to $300 monthly. Let us add it up. Your mortgage payment is actually a $3,500 to $4,000 monthly reality. Out of that, only $330 builds equity. The other $3,670 is thrown away on interest, taxes, insurance, and repairs. Renting is throwing money away, but owning is throwing money away while pretending you are not. When you rent, you know exactly what you pay. When you own, the system convinces you that bleeding $3,600 a month is great because $330 sticks. That is less than 10% efficiency. If your car converted only 10% of its fuel into motion, you would call it broken. But when a house does it, we call it the American dream. Let us look at opportunity cost. This is where math gets brutal. Let us compare two people. Person A rents for $2,000 a month. Person B buys and pays $4,000 in total housing costs. That is a $2,000 monthly difference. What if person A invests that difference over 30 years? At a conservative 7% annual return, it becomes roughly $2.4 million. Meanwhile, person B's house, at 3% appreciation, is worth about $970,000. But person B spent over $480,000 in interest and $150,000 in maintenance. Person B has a paid-off house worth $970,000, but spent a fortune on upkeep. Person A has $2.4 million in liquid cash. The renter won by a mile. But there is a critical assumption. Person A must actually invest that difference. If they spend it, the math falls apart. The house acts as forced savings for person B. It is a savings account you cannot raid at 2 in the morning. That is why people build wealth through home ownership. Not because houses are magic, but because they impose discipline. Why does everyone still insist buying is better? Because the advisors profit. Agents make commission on the sale. Brokers get paid when you sign. Banks make a fortune on interest. Your parents bought their house in 1987 for $90,000. Now it is worth $400,000. But they forget they paid $120,000 in interest and $60,000 in maintenance. Nobody tells you the truth. In 2026, buying only makes sense if you stay for a decade and have a big income cushion. Look at the Johnsons. They make $180,000 a year. On paper, they live the dream. In reality, they are drowning. Their monthly take-home is $11,000. Let us subtract their costs. Mortgage, tax, insurance, and maintenance fund cost $3,200. 2 car payments and insurance cost $1,130. Gas is $350. Student loans are $750. Daycare is $1,400. Groceries are $900. Utilities cost $520. That is $8,250 in fixed costs. This leaves them with $2,750. When their HVAC died, it wiped out their emergency fund. Saving for college or vacations is not happening. They make nearly double the average income, but they are broke. They built a prison out of mortgage payments and think the bars are equity. Remember, equity isn't real money until you sell, and you cannot sell because you need a place to live. It is fake wealth. The Johnsons have $60,000 in equity after 5 years, but they paid $80,000 in interest to get it. They paid the bank $80,000 to make $60,000. That is a negative return. If one of them loses their job, they have exactly 8 weeks before missing mortgage payments. The house is not an asset providing security. It is a liability demanding constant feeding. Miss 3 payments and the bank takes everything. The renter can downsize and survive. The homeowner has an anchor chained to their leg. The real flex in 2026 is having options. Imagine investing $50,000 in an index fund instead of a down payment. In 30 years, at 10% return, that grows to $872,000. If you also invest the $500 a month you save by renting, that adds $1.1 million. Your total is nearly $2 million in liquid cash. Meanwhile, your friend who bought a $500,000 house might see it grow to $1.2 million. But they paid $595,000 in interest, $150,000 in maintenance, and $180,000 in taxes. Their actual profit is maybe $275,000. You won by a factor of 7. When you rent, your money stays flexible. The homeowner's money is fossilized in concrete and wood. Do not force yourself into a mortgage you cannot afford. Run your real numbers tonight. If renting wins, then rent. Wealth is about what you keep and control. It is about whether you can breathe easily. Take control of your financial future today and do not fall for the trap. Thanks for watching and see you next time.